countdown.
Let's get started. I'm waiting for you to we're going live here in 2 minutes. But here's what I got. A couple of announcements. All right. Uno Mas. Don't forget, this coming up Wednesday night, we do have youth group, all right? It's the 17th. From now on, it'll be on Wednesday nights, all right? The only reason we moved it to Sunday nights was due to like limiting contact and stuff throughout the weekend, throughout the week and all that, so we can have youth group. We did not cancel. I will say this, we canceled like 3 or 4 youth groups prior to moving to Sunday night due to COVID. Once we moved it to Sunday night, we did not have to cancel due to COVID. We had to cancel due to weather, which, you know, we can't help. So, it did work, but right now COVID is dwindling, whatever you want to say about that. But we're going back to Wednesday night youth group, okay? So that'll be this Wednesday night. So we'll meet tonight, we'll meet again on Wednesday, 2 youth nights, 1 week. Epic's awesome. Second, girls, all right? I don't know if y'all watch my announcement videos or not, but I thought it was pretty good. I'm thinking about vlogging. All right, so I'm just saying, I think it was good. So, girls, what's wrong with you? March 26th through the 27th is an all-girls sleepover. You might think, man, I just came to this youth group. I've only been a few times. It's kind of weird. Show up, all right? I'll be here the first part of the night. I have to drive the van to take you girls to laser tag. We're doing some other fun stuff for you guys that night. And so understand this laser tag place, we have it like completely rented out for 2 hours. All right, we rented the whole building for 2 hours. You can do everything in there. Unlimited games, unlimited like little laser maze, all the arcade stuff, all that's included. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. Again, that's March 26th to the 27th. If you're a girl, guys, no matter how I identify it, I don't know. If you're a guy, you're a guy. All right, so that's how we work in Bible. That's just the way it is. Okay. Third, we are going to the beach for camp. Here's why we switched. If you watch the announcement videos, you will know, but I'll go ahead and remind you again. We switched due to like half of us were in camp, the other half was not. The other part of that half that was not were seniors, and like this is your last year. I want to make sure that you can at least go to camp, or at least have some form of camp. So what we decided to do with the staff, we said, what's the best option? And we decided to go to North Myrtle Beach. We got a beach house down there. The Russells are down there today for a volleyball tournament. They went by the beach house and they were like, dude, it's pretty epic. It's right on the beach. It's pretty cool. It's huge. And so it's going to be an awesome time. But we have to cap it off. 40 students, and then I'm bringing like 8 to 10 adults. Okay, I can't have more than like 50 go, 48 to 50 go. Nay! All right, everybody say, hey, nay. Nay. Better, all right, good. So we got to cap that off about 50 people. And make sure, listen, make sure you sign up. And grab a little form over there if you're going to spots that are like limiting. I think we only got like 10 or 11 left. So make sure that you grab it to fill it up quick, okay? Other than that, I got a game for you guys tonight, all right? It's an epic minute to win it. So here's what I need to do. I need everybody, like, I don't know what I'm saying. Back here, close your eyes, not for prayer. Back here, close your eyes. Like, head down, eyes closed. All right, first person. To look up at me, and I see, and Jason sees, Miss Lynn sees. All right? First person. The Uno Mas person. All right? That looks up, gets to play the game. You get to win a prize if you do it within a minute. If not, we'll pick somebody else. All right, you ready? On your marks. Get set. Don't forget girls. You have a sleepover, March 26th to the 27th. All right? All right, so on your marks. Get set. Look. Ooh. Who'd you see? I saw her about it.
There was, Eli was pretty close. It was between these two right here.
Which two?
Eli and Patrick.
All right, give me Eli. We don't normally pick the middle school. Come here, Eli. Give me Eli. Look, play the music back there. Here's the name of the game. All right, it's a minute to win it. It's epic and awesome. You have to take this compact disc. Some of you have no idea what that is. It's a CD. Okay? Music sometimes is played on this, not always on your phone. The idea is you have to lean because it's a rule. Okay? And you must drop the compact disc, the thing that used to play music but now we don't use anymore, and have to land on top of the red solo cup. I don't because it's the only one. Alright, so you ready? Alright,
2, 1.
Move. Oh! Sorry, I'm there. You were off. He is next. Oh! All right, let's do this. No. Since you were second. Yeah. All right, are you ready? You can't touch the table. You must bend at the waist. Head out. Head out. Now drop. All right, good. All right, ready? Turn it down there. Caleb.
The game begins in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, you got. Oh. Come on, dude. All right. Who wants to go? All right, what do I need you to do? Head down, eyes closed. I'm going to take 2 hugs. That means 2 more. 2 hugs. 2 hugs. If you want to play. Ready? Here's what I need you to do this time. The hand has to go up. Actually, first person, your legs. Both hands. All right? Head down. Ready with both hands. Hands together. Okay, ready? On your mark. Get set. I didn't say no. Don't forget June 28th was last night. Ready? On mark. Get set. Here's your seat, Lynn. Victoria, come here. All right, Victoria. All right, are you ready? Play his phone ringing. I hear it. Are you ready? Here we go.
Begins in 3, 2, 1.
Can you do it less than 20 seconds? That is the minute to win it. Disc drop. Contact disc drop. So here's what I need. All right, come on. I don't know what time it is. My watch is dead. You think I got time? 7:16. 16 after 7. I appreciate that. So everybody now, all right? If you're a middle school girl, Miss Lynn, if you will send, this is Miss Lynn Chagin. Give Miss Lynn Chagin. All right, she's going to get middle school girls, go back here to the back corner. Back to this back corner back here with Miss Lynn. Middle school girls, 6th through 8th grade. I feel like people are going to Get up right now. Go to where she is. There you go. Very good, girls. Very good. All right. Caitlin Russell, I need you in that corner right there. Now, man, just yourself. If you're a high school girl, I need you to go with Miss Caitlin. She's going to lead y'all here in just a minute. If you are a middle school boy, go with Pastor Jason. Caleb Sloat, come here, my friend.
I'm a girl.
All right, for a high school boy, go with Caleb. All right, go with Caleb. Who is Caleb Sloat? Sorry. Floaty Sloat. So here's what you're praying for, and that's very loud. I'm sorry, I don't need to hear, but it's all good. Here's what we're praying for. All right, prayer groups, you don't have to pray. So huddle up in a circle. Boys, you are going to pray. Listen, you're going to pray. You're going to be praying for camp. All right, or our camp, our version of camp. That's what we're going to be praying for over here. Girls, we're going to be praying for all local churches in our area. All right, community churches. Jason, I need you to pray for all the pastoral staff. Because you are a pastoral staff. Yes, that is true. Girls, they're going to need to pray for. I need you to pray for schools and like all the students you're going to back, etc. Listen to Caitlin, she'll lead you up, and we'll go from there. You ready, Caitlin? Good. All right. Caitlin's nervous, I don't know why.
Does that make sense? The guy beside you, so that we're just going to work our way around the circle. Make sense? Make sense? Yes, we're going to do it. All right. I'm not going to pray and tap the guy beside you. All right. Start here, I'll finish.
I'll start with your hand and just go around. Alright. You know what, Karen?
All right, we will go ahead and shake your feet. This wind is going to kill the lights for us. All right, let's pray since we didn't do that. Let's pray. Lord, we love you. Thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for students, Lord. It just puts joy in my heart when you hear students pray. So God, I pray that right now where we are, Lord, you're glorified and you're honored in everything that we say and we do in Jesus' name.
I was lost, but he brought me in.
Bibles, go to 1 Corinthians chapter 13. 1 Corinthians chapter 13. If you don't have a Bible, that's okay. That is okay. We have all the verses on the screen. Come on, another all on that. So, all right. Who can tell me what we talked about last week? Anybody can tell me. Okay, yes. Yes. Praying for the lost. What else do we talk about? Okay, their hearts and souls. You did remember. Reliability. All right. Something else. Other boldness. Okay. Spiritual battles. Yes. That was another one. Okay, that was 2 weeks ago, but I'm glad you remembered because I was going back to that. Life, death, and eternity. I didn't mention that. Something else. Okay, innocence, how to pray, yes. What else? We prayed for one other thing, though. We said there was one other prayer request. And we used Paul's letters to go over that. What was it? So we've had, I'll remind you, we've got hearts and souls, reliability, spiritual battles. We've got boldness. What was number 1? You're praying for opportunities. All right, we're praying for opportunities. We're praying for hearts and souls. We're praying for reliability. We're praying for spiritual battles. And we're praying for boldness. All right, we're praying for boldness. Like I said, we went through some of Paul's letters. And at the end of this, if you come back Wednesday night, my plan is, and it's not Wednesday night, it'll be the following Wednesday night. My plan is to have a little card for y'all. It'll be the following Wednesday night. It's got all these on there. Okay, and the reason why we're taking our time kind of going through the evangelistic part of all this is because back here on this back wall, we're going to have the 3 things that we're talking about. So that little thing's coming down, Be the Living Gospel. That's going over here. We got some other vinyl stuff coming up. We got stuff coming on the beam up here for y'all. We got some stuff being replaced over there with the Perry Noble quote, because if you don't know, it's messed up. And so we're tearing that down and we're putting some other stuff up there. But back here on the back, we're going to have Pray Faithfully. All right? Pray faithfully be the one. Second, and this is your first blank, by the way, is pursue lovingly. Pursue lovingly. And then third is going to be persuade peacefully. We're going to look at that on Wednesday night. How do we persuade peacefully? And some of you are acting, or some of you have, and maybe you're asking yourself a question, why are we even going through this? Right? Like, what's the purpose of going through all this? Well, my I guess my heart and my soul, I shared with this in the 5 o'clock service, so I'm like super dressed up tonight because I had to preach in the big church, as Jayla called it. Jayla called it the big church. And so I had to preach in the big church. And so I preached there, come over here. But like I shared with them in that service, my heart and soul is to see people saved. I want to see people go to heaven with me. I don't want to go alone. I want to bring people with me. And so I want you guys to have that same passion, that same desire about your friends, about your family members, about your coworkers, about people like that. So I'm sharing all this stuff because I want you to share the passion that I have to reach people. So back there, let me kind of give you the vision of what's going on. It's kind of introducing what we're doing tonight. Back here is going to be, that, you know the logo in the cafe? As soon as you walk in, it's like a big boom. It's like H20, it's got all this other stuff on it. All right? That is actually going to be the same logo, but we're going to have the 3 little points. And above it is going to be believe plus receive equals become. And we'll understand all that coming Wednesday night. But that's going to be back there. On the wall, we're actually going to have little sticky notes. Okay, so when you come in on a Wednesday night, if you got someone that you're praying for and you want other people to pray for, you don't have to put their full name and like hair color and their whole identity. All right, just put like dad. Put like a friend's name. You know, if it's Jayla, you know, like just use an example. If it's Jayla, put Jayla, stick it on the wall. And so what I want to do, and what Pastor Jason's going to do, and I'm even going to talk to Pastor Jackson, and he knows the stuff is going up, is I want us sometimes as a staff to just come up here and pray for his names. Okay, we want you to know that we're with you, and we want the same passion and burdens you want to, and we want the same answers that you do. So that's kind of what that whole purpose of that wall is. I mean, it'd be awesome to see like different color sticky notes everywhere with names on them. Okay, because we're praying, because we're loving, and because we're persuading. Does that make sense? So that's what the whole purpose of this whole thing is and why we're going the direction we're going. But tonight, I want to ask you a question. Because you live in a culture, you live in a world that has a weird definition of love. Okay? So what do you think is the true definition of love according to culture? What is the definition of love? According to culture. I am. Okay, love could be honesty. Yes, that's true. We're going to look at some tonight. Yes.
Somebody that makes you feel good.
All right, you love me because you make me feel good. All right? Maybe. Maybe there's something nothing wrong with encouragement, but I know what you're going with that. Something else. Do what? Okay, yes. Something else. Did you say books or looks? Okay. I thought you said looks, but I was like, they were saying books. I'm like, you said books. You said looks. Okay, so look, yes, it's just by physical attraction. That's true. Somebody.
Like going out of your way for somebody just for like the reason of that you like that person. Or,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yep. There's some biblical truth in that too. Culturally speaking, what is love? Okay. Somewhat.
Sex.
Okay. Could be. Right. Something else. Loyalty. Okay. Something else. According to culture, according to the American culture, what is the definition of love? Someone who's saying what you want to hear. Good. Something else. Instead of what you need, it's what you want. Right? That's good. Something else. What is the true definition of love according to the American culture?
An intense feeling of deep affection.
Thank you for Googling that. All right. You didn't hide it very well. You just like, yeah. Something else.
A deep friendship.
Okay, could be. Affection, looking for a typical word when we talk about it. But all these are right. There's a typical word. Wait, who said what? Did you say something?
I said it's
Oh, I thought you said, never mind. I thought I heard the word. I got excited. No. Let me just give it to you, all right? Huh? A feeling, all right? Yes. American culture would define it, yes.
Wait, what's the word?
Happiness, should we go with
What's
what?
the word start with?
An A.
Affection.
You said that. Attention, some up.
All the time.
Attraction, okay? Do what?
All the time.
Accomplishment. Accomplishment, maybe. Get closer. Right, watch this.
What's the next one?
Affection. Acceptance.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Alright, so follow track with you're not dumb. Alright? We're not just we're dumb. You're not dumb. Alright? You can't read my mind. So none of you pass that class. Alright, so no one can read minds. But love according to American culture is this, just accept me. Right? No matter if I'm right or wrong, just accept me. Because all roads lead to one place anyway. So just accept me. Now, what happens when you disagree? If love is just acceptance, what happens when you have a disagreement? We just always say, well, we'll just agree to disagree.
They just give up.
All right? Or you give up.
Yeah.
So here's my point, okay? If love is just accepting me for what I am and who I am, which to a degree is true, then what happens when you don't agree? What happens to that love when all of a sudden you may not agree with someone's decision? So let me give you this. Let me give you an example, okay? There's some of you in here because of a decision that you made, or maybe a family made, or a friend made, that you've lost friends over that. Right? And it left a brutal like scar within you to think, hey, that person left me because they didn't agree with me. Now, one, I will say, it's probably a sorry friend. But some of you have that scar. Some of you are that person that left someone else who you didn't agree with. And sometimes, I have to say that sometimes separation is actually the best thing. We're not going to get all that tonight. But in reality, I'm going to give you some things that the Bible defines as love, what true love truly is. So let me give you this. John MacArthur says this, okay? Love is active, not passive. In other words, it's an action. You choose to love someone. Okay? It's not just feelings, because it is based on your feelings. Right? You know where that goes. Sometimes feelings cannot override fact. But love is active, it's an action, it's not passive. It does not simply feel patient, it practices patience. It does not simply have kind feelings, it does kind things. So love not is necessarily not acceptance, love is an action. So somebody said a while ago, going out above your way to go do something for somebody. I think it was Ace, did you say that? Okay. So you're going above and beyond what you're supposed to do because you love that person. But what does true love look like? Because here is, and y'all know how I feel about high school relationships. I've filled my little guts out about that. And I'm not telling you if you got a boyfriend or girlfriend to break up. Okay? It's not my decision. Probably a little better for you, but it's not my decision. Okay? But what the world is teaching is you got to find that person right now. The world is also teaching you that when it comes to love, when it comes to your soulmate, right? How do you know if it's soulmate if you don't date? Right? I mean, you got all these questions, like, so you just like go from relationship to relationship, you think to yourself, well, I mean, how do you know? You know what I'm saying? And you wonder why, like, there's drama after drama after drama after drama, because you're looking at love in the wrong way. So what does it truly look like when you tell someone, I love you? Drop the L bomb, right? So I love you. Oh, I dropped it. Boom, right? And I told Samantha first, we were actually arguing, a hilarious story, and I told her that. But when you drop the L bomb on someone, right, what does that truly look like? Well, Paul gives us here in 1 Corinthians 13 with this. Number one is pray faithfully. Number two is pursue lovingly. How do you do that? All right, pursue lovingly is patient and is kind. To pursue lovingly means you are patient and you are kind. All right, it means you're patient and kind. Look with me. Look with me in verse 4. I think it's on the screen. No, it's not. Go back. That's the second one, by the way. It's not jealous or boasting. So I thought I had it on the screen, but I don't. I don't have it on the Bible. All right, so I'm not prepared. You are not prepared. All right, so 1 Corinthians 13. I forgot my phone here because I put it on the screen. Yes, I did. All right, so let's go there. 1 Corinthians 13, verse 4. People are watching, probably making fun of me right now. Verse 4 says this, okay? Charity is the King James Version. It's not charity, it's love. The word is love. Okay, so if you have a different translation, okay, it's love. Okay? It says, Paul says, love suffers long. In other words, love is patient and is kind. Love envieth not, love downeth not itself, it's not puffed up. So let's talk a little bit about what is patience. What does it mean to be patient with someone? Right? What does that look like? So talk to me. What does it mean to be patient with someone? You said, I'm going to show patience to this person. What does that mean? Do what? You're trying to understand their side of the story. That's true. Something else. That's good.
You can wait on them just like without being like annoyed about it, and you're just like willing to wait on them.
Okay. Okay, just being willing to have patience. What is patience, though?
When they mess up, not blowing up at them.
Okay, right. So long suffering, right, is the word that King James uses. Long suffering. It suffers long. Here's what it means. It means during those moments of disagreements, because you're going to have disagreements in relationships. Okay, tracking with me? Not just boyfriend, girlfriend. I'm talking about with mom and dad. I'm talking about with coaches. I'm talking about with teachers, with youth pastors, with fellow people. You're going to have disagreements when it comes to your relationships. But love, watch this. If love is an action, remember the quote, it's not passive, it's active. So if love's an action, not necessarily just a feeling, I'm going to choose to act with patience. I'm not going to blow up when you mess up. I'm going to try to work with you. Right? And I tell you, and let's be truthful with him, we use this example, I use this example a lot. Coaches are the world's worst in not being patient with players. Right? We expect, follow me, I'm a 32, almost 33-year-old dude who studied the game of basketball for a long time. Okay? Since I got out of high school, I've studied basketball for like, I don't know, almost 15 years. But I expect a 15-year-old girl to understand and know what I know. Is that fair? No, because you want the experience I have, right? So for me to be like, what's wrong with you, right? And that's stupid. Instead of me saying, oh, that was not good, let me show you how to do it. Right? Why do you think you did that? You showing what? showing patience. Kindness. What is kindness? Because love is patient and kind. What is kindness? Okay, that's showing, that's part of the patience, not showing it. Yeah, just being nice. Right? How many of you met like people that are just straight jerks? Like nothing is, some of y'all are like, alright, how many of you say I'm kind of like that? But, Emmy, no. So, kindness is, you're just simply choosing to be nice. You're just choosing to be nice. Instead of being a jerk about it, instead of like not constructively criticizing, but just criticizing for the sake of criticizing, not teaching you how to fix it, that's not showing kindness. Right? When your parents ask you to do something, you choose not to do it, rather you choose like smart something off, it's not showing kindness. Well, I love my mom and dad. I'm not showing you love your mom and dad. Love's an action because it shows patience. It shows kindness. Alright? It's not mean, it's not jerkish, it's just simply you being kind and choosing to do that because love is an action. Does that make sense? I choose to love. Trust me, when you get married, married people, alright? When you get up every day, right? It's not like the honeymoon. Like you wake up and like, I'm married! Right? You're married for a while. You wake up and like, jeez, here we go again. Alright? And you roll out of bed. And man, I gotta get up again. It's hard. You know? You go visit your mom. You know, like, you have this. Listen, I'm just using an example. But you get, am I wrong? Good job, David. Good job, David! Alright, so, you get, no, listen. David's smart, man. He's like, I didn't answer that. That's why he's a deacon. Alright, so, listen, you get, the idea is this. Love's an action. You choose to show patience. You choose to show being nice and kindness. But here is another one. Love is not jealous or boastful. Uh-oh. Because here's the thing. When I was your age, I was the most jealous human being in the world. If I liked a girl, no one else can talk to her. Right? Like I owned her. Come on. Come on, bro. Ain't no ring. You know? No ring. Never mind. But you get the idea. The idea is when you show someone, when you tell somebody, I love you, there's no jealousy there. Listen. Y'all talking too much. Listen. When you're saying, hey, I love you, there's no jealousy in that. Right? You're not boasting about what you're doing. You're not jealous about what they've accomplished. What you're simply doing is you're praising them and choosing to be patient and show kindness. You meet these people all the time that always talk about what they did and what they've accomplished. Like, look what I've done. Right? Man, I had 21 points. And you got the teammates like, I had 23. Right? You're like, man, I smacked you in the mouth. You know? Because we still lost. You know, that's the bad part. You get teams like bragging about how many points they had and you still lost. I had a team like that one time, and I ran the snot out of them. They came in, I put the goals up. It was a guys' team. JV guys team. I put the goals up, rose the goals. They come in with a little thing. They went to shoot the basketball. I put the basketball in the closet. Put 2 trash cans on each end. I said, run. And we ran the entire hour and a half. We got done. I pulled them over. I said, the next time we lose a basketball game, you're bragging about how many points you have, you'll never play basketball for me. Because I cannot stand boastfulness. Right? Glory in something bigger than yourself. Because we knew we have one thing in common. Lily was. We're sinners. We're going to fail. So don't be jealous when you're not the star player or when you're not the center of attention. If you got siblings, don't be jealous because mom's showing attention a little bit more to this person. Okay? Don't be like that. Alright? Don't be jealous. Don't be boastful. Understand what you truly are. Third, not only are we going to choose not to be jealous, we're choosing not to be boastful, we're choosing not to be arrogant or rude. We're choosing not to be arrogant or rude. Why? Because love is an action. We're patient and we're kind. We're being nice to people. In a minute, we're going to get it, because right now it's all unicorns and rainbows right now. Like, oh my gosh, it's just this amazing thing. But we'll get to in a minute when what happens when we disagree. But love is not arrogant or rude. Paul is going to say here in verse 5, does not behave itself unseemly, seeks not her own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil. In other words, it doesn't think highly of yourself. When you choose to love someone, you're putting them above you. So guys, let me just track with you here for just a second. All right, you're a guy. Listen to me. I'm gonna teach you a life lesson here. The moment you become a husband, the moment you become a husband, is the moment you realize what love is all about. Because it ain't every day you get in there making it sound. It's you, listen to me, it's you saying, I'm going to put you above myself. I'm going to put your wants, I'm going to put your needs above my own because I'm not arrogant. Nor am I rude. My family comes first. It comes before what I want. Does it make sense? That's what it means. You want to be a leader? You truly want to be a leader on a team? You truly want to be a leader in life? Guys, listen to me. You truly want to be that? Don't be arrogant or rude. It gets you nowhere in life. It's not loving, that's not leading. Okay? It's just being a jerk. Just tell them, straight up. Me personally. Alright? As a guy, I know what it's like to be arrogant and rude. It got me nowhere. I'm just being honest with you. Girls, listen. Listen, the moment you become a wife, you take on that little like, okay, he's the leader, I get all that, blah, 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 blah. In that moment, what you're saying is, I'm not going to be arrogant or rude. His wants, his desires become my wants and my desires. And if you work like that in a relationship, you truly love. You truly love. Okay? Fourth, love is not selfish, irritable, or resentful. Love is not selfish, irritable, or resentful. So, again, he says, built up his head and self unseemly, seeks not her own, is not easily provoked, thinks no evil. So, when it comes to loving people, okay, you're not going to be selfish. We talked about this a minute ago. Their wants and their desires are my wants and my desires now, because I'm putting them above me, right? I'm not going to be irritable. In other words, I'm not going to be irritated to get my way. Some of you will learn, if I just like pout a little bit, I get my way. So I just get a little attitude, you know, a little quiet, just kind of, right? I might get my way because people then shows me sympathy. You know? I had a mom, all I had to do was pout, I got what I wanted. Being honest with you, man, my mom, listen, I love my mom, all right? My mom was a boy, but I knew how to play the system. Because I was irritable. I was irritated. I was a little pouty. Right? Dad would say something to me, get on me, I'd just go to mom. Mom, like, it's okay. It's okay. Right? Mama loves you. You're doing awesome. You're the greatest thing ever. I knew she was lying. All right? But at the same time, that's what it means. When you're selfish, irritable, but here's the last one, resentful. There'll be people that you meet. This one's going to kind of like where the rubber meets the road, right? In a minute, we're going to kind of walk this through. When you become resentful, here's what that means. It means when people don't live up to your standard. They don't live up to your little whatever it's going to be. Your expectations. They make you mad. You don't hold that against them. You let it go. Why? Because love is an action. It's not passive. Does that make sense? So when I am not being selfish, when I'm not being irritable, I'm not going to hold like being resentful to you. I'm not going to hold anything against you. I'm letting it go. Right? We may disagree, but it's okay that we disagree. Because in a minute you're going to find out that love rejoices in truth. Okay, so here's the thing. When you're not being resentful, right, you choose, you say, I'm not going to be resentful. I'm going to love them with everything that I have. I'm putting their wants, their needs, their desires above my own. Right? Not being irritable, not being resentful, but I'm going to rejoice in truth. Now, here's something that you've got to track with. You have the right for the better of the other person. It's a key word there. To call them out on wrong. So here is what I believe is happening. And this is like the meat of everything that I wanted to get to. We care more about the friendship than we do about the friend. So the reason why we don't, in a loving manner, I'm not talking about like boastful, prideful, resentful, all the things, I'm not talking about that way. I'm talking about with patience and with kindness. I said, dude, what you're doing is wrong and it's going to lead you down a road you don't want to go. Speaking of which, some of you in here have come to me and been like, Pastor, I'm thinking about blah, blah, blah. What's your advice? And I said, honestly, yeah, I think it's dumb. Why? Because this is where it's going to lead you. Why do you know that? Because I did the same stuff you did. I know where the path's going to take you. But I love you enough, not because I think I'm awesome, not because I want you to be little Billy. That's weird. But because I want to teach you what it truly means to love people. And listen, I'm not perfect at this, okay? But hear me out. But I want you to rejoice in what's right and not what's wrong. So if the Bible tells us that it's wrong, and we believe here that the Bible is like the only form of absolute truth, it's not based on your feelings, it's based on facts, then I have to rejoice in what is truth. And I have to care more about you as a friend than I do about our friendship. Because what happens, I believe, is that sometimes, even with boyfriend and girlfriends, we get boyfriend and girlfriends just for a title, not because we truly care about them. Sometimes we get friends because we care more about the relationship with the friends than we do actually about the friend. So what I'm trying to tell you is you gotta love rejoices in the truth. So when you're choosing to love someone with action, with being patient and kind, you're gonna love them with truth. You better love them with truth. Alright? Love bears, believes, hopes, and endures. It bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. Because ultimately, in verse 8, love never fails. So here is something I want you to take home with you, okay? Love puts up, and love, I think it's in 1 Peter, says love covers a multitude of sins. What that means is it covers up. When I truly love you, I give you the benefit of the doubt. When I truly love you, I give you the benefit of the doubt. I'm bearing all things. I'm believing in you. I'm hoping in you, and I endure with you. So when you're truly loving someone, this is what you're saying to them. You're saying, through my patience and kindness, through the fact that I am choosing not to be jealous or boastful, I'm choosing not to be arrogant, I'm choosing not to be resentful, I'm rejoicing in truth. I will, in a sense, in a loving way, call you out when you're heading down the wrong path. But on the flip side of that, I want to bear with you, believe with you, hope with you, and endure with you. That's true love. That's true love. So let me kind of wrap up what we're talking about as far as when it comes to evangelism. How does this wrap up into evangelism, right? When you faithfully pray for someone like we talked about last week, you have to pursue loving them. Does that make sense? When I'm faithfully praying, I have to pursue loving them. Alright, so I'm praying for my 3 friends. Alright, we talked about that last week. I'm praying for them. I'm after those 3 friends. I'm praying I hope you pray for them every day this week. If not, maybe you pray at least once. But when you do that, you begin to understand what love is. It's not about you. Your prayer request then doesn't become about your problems. It doesn't become about what you think. It becomes about them. That's love. That's love. You're enduring things. You're hoping in them. You're believing in them. You're bearing their burdens just like they're bearing your burdens. You are loving them. Listen, when you love someone, friend, family, mom, dad, brother, sister, youth pastor to student, coach to player, teacher to student, right? When we say, dude, I love you, here's what we're saying. I'm going to choose patience and kindness. I'm not going to be jealous or boastful. I'm not going to be arrogant or rude. I'm not going to be selfish, irritable, or resentful. I'm going to rejoice with you in truth. Because I want to bear with you, believe in you, hope with you, and endure with you. Does that make sense? I say why? Because love, in the end, love never fails. When I love them with truth, that's the key word in all this. You have to love them with truth. You can't love them and just say, well, I just accept becoming whatever you want to be. Okay? I'm saying you love them with truth, but there's a way that you can agree and still be friends. There's a way that you can disagree and still be friends. Does that make sense? Because in the end, love never fails. Love's an action, guys. It's not passive. It's not passive. It's not just patient in itself. It shows patience. Does that make sense? It's not just arrogant, all right? I choose not to be arrogant and brag on myself. I choose to brag on them. So here's what I want you to do this week, all right? This week. Here's what I need you to do. The 3 friends you prayed for this past week. Take those same 3 friends. Continue to pray for them. But sometime this week, take those 3 friends and give them a compliment. I know some of you are looking like, how do I do that? Your outfit looks nice. It goes a long way. Did you get a haircut? Bro, sweet hat. Right? Like, talk to dude, you're an awesome basketball player. Right? I mean, dude, I want to be a Christian like you want to be. Thank you. Or those three friends that you're praying for. You say to them, man, look, I love the fact that you can do all these things. Listen, I love the fact that you can be this. Give them a compliment sometime this week. Why? Because you're choosing to love them, because in the end, love never fails. Love never fails. It's an action, it's not passive. So let's pray. Lord, we love you, and thank you so much for this time together. Lord, I thank you for these students that are here tonight. Lord, I just thank you, Lord, just for their attention tonight. Lord, even in moments we got to talking and laughing a little bit, though, that's okay. Lord, I pray that we take this and we apply it. We take this, Father, and we just say to you, we are choosing to be patient and kind, because God, ultimately, you're patient and kind with us. Lord, we're choosing not to be jealous or boastful. Because God, you got every right to be boastful. You got every right to be, Lord, and you are to a sense jealous of us. But God, in a righteous way. Father, you show us that you're not arrogant or rude. You show us that you're not selfish, irritable, or resentful. God, you showed us what truth is. You're bearing with us, believing in us, hoping with us, and enduring with us. Because in the end, God, you never fail. So God, I pray that you will just protect us. Lord, thank you for your Son. Thank you for Jesus. Lord, I pray that we just take everything that we had tonight and apply it to our lives. I know it's hard. Loving people biblically, Lord, it gets hard. It's really hard. So Lord, I pray that you be with these students and protect them, guide them, and direct them. So with every head bowed and every eye closed, listen to me, talk to me for a second, okay? When is the last time? When's the last time you chose to love someone because they didn't have anything else to give back in return? It didn't benefit you at all. It didn't bring any benefit to you. You just chose to love them for the sake of loving them. When's the last time you prayed, outside of this past week, when's the last time you prayed for someone else other than you? Just pray for them. And the whole time you prayed, you just prayed for one person in particular. Not because you wanted something in return, not because you wanted to be something, none of that. You just prayed for them because you love them more than you love yourself. How many of you would say, Pastor Billy, man, I struggle with this. There's moments where I'm not patient, I'm not kind, there's moments where I am arrogant, there's moments where I am jealous, there's moments I am boastful. Raise your hand. Listen, loving someone truthfully, man, is hard work. I see you. So right where you are, okay? Right where you are. Ask God to help you with that. Because in order for us to reach people with the gospel, you got to pray faithfully, but you got to pursue them with love, because you're rejoicing in truth. You care more about the friend than you do the friendship. Father, you saw the hands. Lord, you saw what all these students are going through. Lord, I pray that you bring us back on Wednesday as we look at what does it mean to persuade peacefully. What does that look like? So, Father, I pray that you just protect us and guide us and just bring us back safe. Lord, I love these students, man. I love each and every one of them. So, Father, I pray that you protect them. As they travel home, protect them with their friends, Lord. Protect them with their decision-making. And, Lord, protect us with our love. May our love be action and not passive, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, guys, you are dismissed. Don't forget, girls, March 26th through 27th. If you have a girl sleepover, the sign-up sheet right out there. Sign up. Camp is filling up. Make sure you